Alright, so now it is time to set up our drum kit and organize it all nice and neatly. So I have a really simple sample set here. I have a kick, snare, clap, 4 hi-hats, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a crash 2. Now the first thing that I want to do is I want the crash to hit when the kick hits, and I want crash number 2 to hit when the snare hits. And we do this by hitting our I/O here so we can see the MIDI note that each of these samples receives. So kick 1 is receiving C1, so we need to click on crash 1 and just change the receive note to C1. Same thing with the snare, it's on D1, so hit crash 2 and put that on D1. And you can see that when we do this, it turns each of these little slots here into a multi-sample slot because it's triggering 2 samples with 1 MIDI note. So while we're on this topic, another good use of this is, since I have my clap here, I can have that set to D1, which is also where the snare is. So if you're layering snares or kicks or any types of sounds, this is how you trigger them all with 1 note. So now let's hear what that sounds like. So here's our kick and our snare. So the snare is actually triggering 3 sounds now, the crash, snare, and clap. So now with the hi-hats, what we're going to do is I want just one of these to come through at one time. So even when you get really crazy on it, it's going to cut the last one off and only play the most recent note that you hit. So we do this by turning the choke on and setting all these to the same choke group, which we can use number 1 for this. So from here, we just need to group this stuff together so that we can process it. The kick and the snare and clap, I'll group all those together just by clicking on the top one, holding shift, and clicking the bottom one, which is our clap, and hitting Command G. Now make sure you rename this so you don't get lost. Kick, snare, and let's go ahead and group our hats together as well. Command G, rename that hats, and also our crashes. Alright, so in the next video we'll go over processing these drum sounds and making them sound all nice and fat and everything. Please like, rate, subscribe, do all that crazy stuff, share it. I really need the money so I can ask Lana Del Rey out on a date. Peace.